And if you look at how my face looked before, it was just very kind of like flat, no dimension. And now we've got so much dimension. It's like slimmed down the face and it's just very kind of snatched. I'm back with another educational beauty video, and this time it's the ultimate sculpting makeup tutorial for contouring. So if you want to sculpt, contour, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be showing you the ultimate guide. And this is only using powder, so it's super easy to do. You don't have to mess around with creams or anything. I'm going to show you the easiest way. Now, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. I'm over on Instagram too, so please do come over there and say hi and hit that follow button. Now let's head into this video. This really is the ultimate sculpting makeup tutorial, and I'm really excited to show you because there's a new product that I bought recently and I feel like it kind of just answers every question or just ticks every box when it comes to sculpting. Now, this is the One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. It is in medium, it's the medium dark. It says, yeah, medium dark. And I picked this up from New York recently and I absolutely love it. I kind of wish I picked up the shade lighter than this as well, just so that I have something for more daytimey stuff, because this is more kind of an evening thing. And that's why I really wanted to show you this, because I wanted to show you the product, but I also want to show you the placement. So we're really going to focus on detail today. We're going to be focusing on, you know, exactly where you can sculpt, and I'm going full sculpting. So we're not just doing specific areas. Now, one thing I want you to remember is that wherever I sculpt on my face, it doesn't mean that that is the exact same place that you would sculpt. If you feel like you have a similar face shape to me, then by all means go ahead. And I always get confused, like what face shape. I think I have an oval face shape. Yeah, I kind of feel like, yeah, I do feel like I have an oval. Some people said I had a sweetheart shape face, but I don't see that. I see more of a sweetheart is like that, right? I feel like I have more of an oval, like an like an egg shape face. So yeah, anyway, I am going to get started with telling you some of the products that you're going to need. If you don't want to use these exact products, then you can use different brushes, etc., and different products. I will talk you through what you need to make sure that those products must have in order for you to still be able to use them and get a similar result. So a couple of products that I am going to be using, brushes, are going to be my Hourglass Veil Brush, which is this one here. So it has a smaller kind of dome shape here, and it has a much larger kind of powder brush there. I am going to be using this side of it. Now, the other brush that I have is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting brush, and this is really, really good. We've got like a kind of medium-sized roundish brush, and then we've got a smaller dome, so it's like a smaller version of this, which I love. So those are the two brushes that we're going to be using on the face. Now, I am going to be sculpting the nose as well, and the brush that I'm going to be using for that is my Fenty 200 brush. This is a brush that I use all the time for my nose sculpting if I'm using powder, and that's what we're going to be using today, mainly powder, because I really wanted to uncomplicate it, if that is a word, just basically not complicate it for you. But I am going to be using these products. I'm going to be using powder because I really want you to find this easy. I don't want it to be like, I want it to be fuss free, like just no fuss, no like over blending, you know, with creams and stuff. I just want to keep it simple for you guys, but show you how you can get the most effective sculpting. So, okay, now first off, I am going to be starting with my nose. I just want to quickly show you this palette from One Size. By the way, I feel like I've only used a couple of products from One Size by Patrick Starr. The other product that I use is this, which is the One Size Turn Up the Base BBB Cream. It's a Beauty Blur Balm. I absolutely love it. My shade is medium 3G, which is for medium golden undertones, and I absolutely love that. And I've still got a fair amount left in there, so that's why I didn't pick up another one. But the next time I go, I really want to pick up some more things from One Size because I'm loving the quality. I love the amount of product you get. I just feel like it is a great brand, better than a lot of the brands out there that some high profile celebrities have. You've got 3 different shades in here. Now, the whole point of this palette is that you have different kind of extremes of sculpting. So the first one you have is, let me show you. The first one you have at the top is the Fix, and then the second one here is Low Key, and then you have Dragged, for filth. So you've kind of like, you know, it kind of is obvious from the name, like which ones you can use for what. If you want a low-key kind of bronzer style sculpting powder, then you can go for the middle one, you know, and so on. Now I kind of like to mix them together. I know that the bottom one is the more kind of like deeper one, so I'm not really gonna focus on using that too much today. That's more if I want like an evening look. I might just mix them together and use it. But I'm gonna be using the top one, which actually is the Fix, because the middle one, which is low-key, has a slightly kind of warmer undertone to it, and I don't want too much of a warm undertone for my nose contouring. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this brush into the powder, so this top one here. And can I just say that the powder is highly pigmented. You really honestly just need a very small amount. Like, you don't want to really go all the way in, and there's not much fallout from this either, so you don't get loads of the powder kind of going everywhere, which is great. Now what I'm going to do is dab it on the back of my hand so it takes off the excess, and I'm going to use the tip. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be making this like bulbous nose here. It's not overly bulbous, but it is a little bit bulbous. We're going to be making that tip of the nose look smaller. So the way to do that is we're going to kind of like almost draw a diamond shape, but we're going to leave a little bit of a gap in the middle part of the top part of the diamond. So let's do a little V here, right? You can see it's pretty strong. There you go. And you're not really going to need to kind of dip back into that powder, because trust me, the pigment is amazing. Can you see how we've done that top V? We've left a gap. We're not meeting the middle part, so we've left a little gap there. So it's kind of like just two lines here. There you go. This is where we're going to do the sides of the bridge of the nose. Now the bridge of the nose is this section here. So right here, that's the bridge. We're going to do the sides of the bridge. The wider you make this, the bigger your nose is going to look. The wider your nose is going to look. So the closer that you put those two lines together, the thinner it's going to look. And that's basically it. Now you do also want to make sure that the lines that you create, so one line here and one line there, are parallel. Like, you don't want it to be like one line like that and one line like that, because what's happening is you're making that nose look bigger as it comes down. So what we want to do is create a line here which is straight, and then we're going to create one right here which is straight. So it's parallel and it's symmetrical basically. Now we're going to go right, see, we're just lightly shading that in. Now you can go into the brow area here if you like. There you go. Now whatever's left on this brush, I'm going to just cut off that section here. So just where this nose, the tip of the nose is, I'm going to cut it off at the top, only because I like that look. You don't have to, and all this does is kind of gives you a very slight button effect, but nothing major. So that's basically our nose done. So it's really honestly as easy as that for your nose. If you want to, you can add like a slight highlight like kind of effect just on the tip of the nose or down the bridge of the nose. That's completely up to you. But we're not talking about highlighter today. This is why I really wanted to make this video purely just for sculpting. I'm not going to mix anything else in with it. It's, you know, it's just about sculpting to make it really easy to kind of absorb for you guys. Next, I'm going to use my Hourglass ambient lighting brush, and I'm going to use the bigger side of the brush there. And I'm just going to put this into, I'm actually going to use low key for this because I don't mind if it's a little bit warmer. That's the middle shade. And again, I'm dabbing it on the back of my hand. And this is where what we're going to do is we're going to start from the top and work our way down. Now what I'm going to be doing is basically applying some of the shade here. And what that's going to do is help to just slim down the sides of the face there. But you got to make sure that it kind of goes into the hairline. Otherwise, it's just going to look weird. And you'll see it starts to warm up, like kind of sculpt the side of the face. And like at the moment, everything's looking very flat. What this is going to do is give it that kind of dimension as well. Now I'm going to do it on the other side, or actually I'm not going to do anything on the other side. I'm just going to finish this and then you guys can actually see what the difference is. So next up, I'm going to flip the brush and use the smaller dome side of this brush. Same shade. And this is where I'm going to go from the top of the ear, right there. And we're gradually going to just lightly apply it going inwards. And you're going to start to see that this is going to sculpt the cheekbones and give us that really nice kind of defined look. You can already see how that's really sculpted the face. So what you do is you drag it inwards towards the center of the face, but you want to make sure you're kind of ending up in between the nostrils and the corner of the mouth. You don't want to go towards the corner of the mouth too much. You also don't want to go towards the nose too much. So you kind of want to end up somewhere in the middle, wherever you feel that kind of it looks right on your face shape. And you also want to make sure you don't go all the way in. You kind of want to slightly taper off the brush when you reach this kind of middle section of the eye. When you come close to the middle section of the face as well, you want to taper it off so that it gradually fades in. Now you can go in to a deeper color, and I'm going to go into Dragged for Filth, and you can use this, you know, like closer to this section here, just to give it more kind of like depth there. Now I'm going to go into the darker shade, the same one that we used a second ago, just to give the cheek area that depth. And I'm using the larger part of the brush now. And don't forget, this is the ambient lighting brush. And now we're going to go underneath the jawline. So not on the jawline, we're going to go underneath. Can you see how that natural shadow is there? What we're doing is going right where that shadow is. So we're kind of like going right there, and we are going to just basically go underneath and just look a nice straight line, which is going to help to just define the jawline. I mean, look at the difference, right? Look at that side, it's just really flat. By all means, this is also fine. You don't have to, I'm not saying this is better than this. I'm just saying that if you want a really sculpted look, I want you to understand how it can like totally transform your face and your face shape just by applying it in the right place and using the right kind of colors. And I'll go through, you know, if you don't have these exact products, what you would need. You can see how that's really defined the jawline there. It's a lot kind of sharper than this side. You can see that is not sharp at all. It's fine, but it's like not as sharp. It's kind of like just, you know, there. And then you've got this side, which is like super defined, and you've got a really nice kind of chiseled cheekbone. You've got that warmth around the perimeter of the face, which helps to make that kind of area, just slims that area down. And obviously we've got the nose area, so you can really see like how it can dramatically change the face. Now we're going to go over and do the other side. So same place, like top of the ear. And we're going to go into that darker shade and add some kind of like depth here. Pretty insane what sculpting can do, right? Now we're going to go into the larger side of the brush, and we're going to do this section here, straight line underneath the jawline, and watch how this is just going to like transform this jawline from what it was a second ago. I mean, look at that. So much more sharper, right? Like that. We've got sharpness there now. Now another thing that I want to show you, you can flip the brush over, use the dome part of the brush again, use the dark shade at the bottom, take the excess off on the back of your hand. And now what we're going to do, I've got a bit of a big earring in the way. You know, we applied that dark shade right there. Now what we're going to do is square off the jawline. So we're going to basically go really close to the ear. And this is if you really want to take that sharp jawline to another level. I would be maybe a little bit more light-handed than what I'm being, because I'm doing it because of the camera, so I really am going all in with this kind of shade. But you know, if you're going, especially if you're going for like a daytime look and you still want to sculpt like this, I would definitely be a bit more light-handed with it. This really squares off the jawline to give you that really nice kind of chiseled look. I mean, if you look at how my face looked before, it was just very kind of like flat, no dimension, and now we've got so much dimension. It's like slimmed down the face and it's just very kind of snatched. Now I did tell you I'm going to use the Hourglass Veil brush, which I still am going to use. What I like to do sometimes, and this is up to you, you don't have to actually do this, is basically use the large part of the dome side, so not the big side, the dome side, and I just kind of like go over everything that I've done. So even though there's nothing on here, I just feel like it just helps to like blend the edges in case, like, you know, like there's some kind of harsh edges anywhere. It just kind of helps to like almost like bind everything together and just make sure there are no kind of, there's no harshness anywhere. It just softens it up a little bit. That basically is about it, guys. I wanted to show you like ultimate sculpting. So this is something that you can do on yourself. I would say that if you already have a very sharp jawline, then obviously I wouldn't say that you need to kind of like sculpt it any more than it already kind of is naturally. If you have a kind of like very round face, this would also work for that, but obviously I would be just a bit more careful about your placement. Now it's really difficult for me to tell you you know, how you would change it according to every single face shape, because there's just so many different face shapes, and explaining it via words is very different to actually showing you. And I don't have those face shapes hanging around, so I can't actually show you that at the moment, but hopefully, you know, we can do that soon sometime. Now I want to go through the products. If you don't have these exact products, and I'm going to go through what you want to look for. Now when it comes to your brushes, you want to make sure that you have similar kind of shapes and, like, I wouldn't say quality, but like the feel of the brush. So let's start with the nose brush. I used the 200 brush from Fenty Beauty, which is actually an eyeshadow brush. You might have this hanging around. It's basically a flat brush, and it has a kind of slightly fluffy end to it, but not very fluffy, if that makes sense. It's kind of in between dense and fluff. So it's not overly fluffy and it's not too dense either. It's pretty soft in that sense. So that's a good brush that you could use for your nose. I'm sure you've probably got this hanging around. If I was to look through your makeup brushes, I think I'd probably find something similar. Even if it is a tiny bit angled, it's okay as long as it's like a similar shape to that. Next, you're going to need, obviously, you've got the Hourglass ambient lighting brush. Now I'm going to say that you don't have to go with this big veil brush, because I just use this to soften everything up at the end. So I'll explain what you could potentially use for that part after. But this brush, which is the ambient lighting brush, I would say make sure you look for something which is kind of not too big. Like, for example, let me show you this. You've got this Real Technique setting brush, right? You can see they're very similar shape. It's basically the exact same shape, but one is bigger. Now, this is going to be too small to do all of this, personally, unless you've got a very, very small face. I think this is going to be too small. So if you can even go out looking for this brush, but a slightly bigger version of it. Like, even if you go to Real Techniques, it's so much cheaper than Hourglass as well, and see if they have a similar brush which is slightly bigger than this, but basically the same kind of shape. So I feel like most people know about the Real Techniques setting brush, so go have a look at it, see what you know, what it looks like. I'm sure you can zoom into the actual brush, and then you can see, right, what can I get which is similar to this, which is slightly bigger. When it comes to the other side of the brush, this is basically like a powder brush, but not very big. So you don't want a big powder brush, not the big ones. You want the kind of like small to medium sized powder brush, right? So it's not very big at all. That's going to really help you with the things like going into the like hairline and going on the underside of the jaw and everything. Worst case, you can still use that side of it, but this has got a bit of a point to it, so you kind of want something which is a bit more flat. So hopefully that helps with that. Now when it comes to sculpting, contouring, whatever you want to call it, the whole point of it is it helps those features to recede. So basically it kind of, almost another way of putting it, which is really basic, but just in case you don't understand what I say recede, it pushes it back. It kind of like hides it a little bit, not hides it in the sense you can't see it anymore, but creates depth there, it creates shadow there. So that's what that means. So you want something which is completely matte, and you want something which is kind of like not too grey for a start, but also not too orangey either, because that's going to really show up and it's not going to really give you that depth. If anything, it's just going to add colour. It's like having like a coral, like a deep orangey kind of blush on, and you don't want that. What you want is something that is going to create shadow. I know a lot of people tend to look at their face and they look at shadows and like, that looks kind of very dark grey, so I need a dark grey. It doesn't mean that you need that, because the problem is if you use something like a grey on your face, it might look good in certain lights because it creates that shadow, but the minute you are out in daylight or good light, you're going to see grey. It's not going to look like a shadow, it's going to look grey. So at least when you are using something which is slightly warmer, a bit more kind of complementing for your skin tone, then when you are in the light, it isn't going to look as bad. It isn't going to look like grey. It's going to still look like something that complements your skin tone. So that's my biggest advice there. Make sure it is something that suits your skin tone, isn't too much of a colour in the sense of pink, orange, you know, anything like that. You've got to make sure it's something which suits your skin tone, which is basically a darker version of your skin. Hopefully that all makes sense, and I really do hope that's helped you when it comes to like sculpting, and I hope that that has kind of like given you a bit more confidence to try and go like try sculpting yourself. Like, I really wanted to stick to only sculpting so that you guys can really focus on that and not be confused with any other things that I'm doing. That's why I haven't added anything else. I just wanted you to focus on this. So I really hope that it's kind of like come through and it's helped you. And I guess I'm sending you loads of good vibes, and I will see you soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I hope you can actually use some of these tips and tricks in your own kind of sculpting routine. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.